The last step of system validation is the final system functional test. The installer app should display that all meters are operating and displaying values. Once the meters have been enabled, the functional validation substep is the last final operational test of the whole system. Functional validation begins by showing a live status screen which displays where power is coming from and going to. In this example, PV is producing and exporting to the utility grid. PV is also charging the batteries and also supplying power to the home and loads. At this time, there's no power being imported from the grid. The functional validation test checks that Enphase system devices are ready, all the meters are enabled, and the battery mode is set up for functional testing. After testing, batteries will be reconfigured for normal operation. The next step in functional validation is ensuring there are some active loads in the backup panel and confirm that the batteries are charging. For this part of the test, we want to ensure that the loads in the backup panel is less than the battery capacity so that when we disconnect from the utility in the test, the batteries will handle the load and not collapse the microgrid. When you're ready, go off-grid by using the toggle in the installer app at the top right of the screen. The system will disconnect from the utility, PV will continue to produce power, and with batteries will supply power to the backup loads. There should be no interruption of the running loads. Verify this was successful by tapping and confirming the system is off-grid and backup loads remain powered. Next, turn on an additional load and allow the load to stabilize for a minute. Verify that the system was able to support the additional load. Tap the box to continue. The next functional test step is to reconnect the system to the utility grid and have the system resync and operate back with the grid. Using the on-grid toggle at the top of the screen, tap it and wait for the system to reconnect to the grid. The final functional validation step is to confirm that the system transitioned back to an on-grid state. You will receive a functional validation is complete message. Then you can tap Continue to finish. After functional validation is completed, the Enphase system will schedule and complete any remaining software updates to the system unattended. The installer can leave the site. System is now fully validated and functionally tested, and you can complete any final commissioning steps.